Have you ever found yourself paralyzed in front of a blank screen, hesitating to send a message that could change everything? Those words you've kept inside, waiting for the right moment to be said, might be more important than you realize. Often we push aside deep feelings and reflections, creating a silence that weighs more than any conversation. Anna's story mirrors this silence. After years of friendship, she faced the decision to confess her feelings for Pedro. Their friendship had always been strong, but there was an unspoken tension in the air. She knew that speaking up could risk everything. The messages that were never sent had turned into an iceberg. The visible part was their friendship, but beneath the surface lay a sea of unexpressed emotions. Anna chose not to send the message. As time passed, this omission transformed into a burden. Their friendship continued, but something felt different. The absence of the unspoken words affected the dynamic between them. Their interactions became more superficial, while their true feelings remained hidden, creating a space of discomfort and misunderstandings. In another story, we have Carlos, who never had the courage to say goodbye to his grandmother. During their last visit, they talked about everything except what truly mattered. Carlos wanted to express how much she meant to him, but he hesitated. When his grandmother passed away, he realized that all those unsaid words turned into a painful echo. The message that never got sent became a lament that accompanied him for a long time. These silences often leave us feeling as though we are missing opportunities. By choosing not to speak, we create an abyss that can widen over time. Unsent messages accumulate, forming a heavy burden that we carry. What could have been a transformative conversation turns into an open wound that lingers in our memory. The truth is that omission can come at a high cost. It can isolate us, push away the people we love, and turn meaningful relationships into distant memories. What could have been a moment of vulnerability, an invitation to understanding and affection, ends up getting lost in the fog of what remains unsaid. However, as we reflect on these experiences, it may be time to reconsider. It's possible that the fear of rejection or insecurity are barriers we can learn to overcome. Each unspoken message is a missed opportunity for connection, a chance to unlock doors that were previously shut. If you find yourself in a similar situation, remember that words have power. They can heal, transform, and often resolve what's been hiding in the shadows. Life is too short to live with regrets and silences. Like Anna and Carlos, many face the difficult choice between the protection that silence offers and the freedom that comes with expressing honest feelings. Don't let your messages be mere ghosts on social media. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. After all, what lies beneath your iceberg of omission may be lighter than you imagine. Closing cycles is crucial, and communication is the key. Sending that message could be the first step toward healing and building more authentic relationships. Don't let what remains unsaid define your story. Instead, let your words resonate, bringing to light what truly matters. The silence that settles when important words are kept inside is devastating. This phenomenon is more common than one might think, and its consequences can be felt in various aspects of life. Often you may find yourself in situations where hesitation turns into an obstacle, preventing a deeper connection with those around you. By not opening up, you not only deprive yourself of a potential dialogue, but also create a space where doubt and insecurity can thrive. Anna and Carlos are not alone. Many people throughout their lives face the choice of staying silent or daring to express their feelings. This internal struggle can be exhausting and often leads to a state of emotional paralysis. What often hinders expression is the fear of what might happen if you truly open up. What if the other person doesn't feel the same? What if it ruins the friendship? These questions can be so overwhelming that they lead you to choose silence, even knowing that it could bring pain in the long run. The truth is that silence is not a solution. It may seem like a comfortable way out at the moment, but over time that silence turns into regret. The unspoken words accumulate and create a barrier between you and those you love. By avoiding communication, you may create a chasm that becomes increasingly difficult to bridge. What could have been an honest and transformative dialogue becomes a source of pain and resilience. A clear example of this dynamic can be seen in family relationships. Often family members have deep feelings that are never discussed. It may be a child who wants to express gratitude to their parents but hesitates to do so, or a sibling who never tells another sibling how important they are. These silences can create an atmosphere of disconnection where each person feels isolated in their own emotions. What could be a space of love and understanding turns into a minefield of misunderstandings and resentments. Furthermore, the lack of communication can impact your mental health. The burden of holding back feelings can lead to anxiety and depression. When you don't feel comfortable expressing what's inside you, it's easy to get trapped in negative thoughts. The internal struggle can manifest in physical symptoms such as insomnia or fatigue. On the other hand, honest expression of feelings brings relief. Talking about what you feel can be a powerful catalyst for emotional healing. Social media, for instance, offers a platform for connection but can also intensify silence. Virtual interactions are often superficial, and you may feel tempted to share only the happy moments, while more complex emotions remain hidden. This can create the illusion that everyone is connecting in a meaningful way, while in reality, many are struggling alone with what remains unspoken. The result is a vicious cycle where vulnerability becomes increasingly rare and the depth of relationships is lost. It's important to understand that communication isn't limited to formal conversations. Sometimes a simple gesture, like a note or a text message, can open the doors to expressing feelings. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you not only convey your emotions, but also encourage others to do the same. This exchange can lead to stronger bonds and a deeper understanding among people, creating a space where everyone feels safe to express themselves. If you find yourself in a similar situation, consider the small actions that can make a difference. An apology can be the first step toward mending a broken relationship. A declaration of love can turn a friendship into something more. Acknowledging your emotions and being willing to share them can open new paths in your life. Don't underestimate the impact your words can have. On the other hand, it's crucial to understand that communication must be done with sincerity. It's not just about speaking for the sake of speaking, but about conveying what you truly feel. Authenticity is key. When you communicate honestly, it not only strengthens your relationships, but also fosters an environment where others feel free to be authentic. This exchange of vulnerabilities can lead to a deeper level of connection, where everyone feels valued and understood. Life is a series of moments and opportunities. Every day, you face choices that can shape your future. By choosing not to communicate, you may be missing out on valuable experiences that could enrich your life. Words have the power to heal wounds, create bonds, and transform relationships. Don't let the fear of what could go wrong stop you from experiencing what could go right. Instead of allowing the weight of silence to define your story, choose the freedom that comes with expression. By doing so, you not only allow yourself to be heard, but also contribute to a world where authenticity and connection are valued. The courage to speak can be the key to transforming painful silences into meaningful dialogues. So, don't hesitate. Words are a bridge that can lead you to a place of understanding and love. It's essential to recognize that authentic communication is a practice that requires courage. This courage doesn't just mean expressing feelings, it also involves the willingness to listen to and embrace the emotions of others. When you open up to share what you feel, you are also allowing yourself to receive. This exchange of feelings creates a safe space where people can connect on a deeper level. However, many still hesitate. The fear of rejection is a common barrier. When you share something as intimate as your feelings, there is the risk of not being understood or accepted. It's natural to fear the possibility of disappointment, but it's important to remember that true connection rarely happens without some degree of vulnerability. Trying to build a relationship without being honest about your emotions is like trying to raise a house on an unstable foundation. Over time, that structure will be prone to collapse. This cycle of silence can be even more complicated in family relationships. Many people feel they must maintain peace and avoid conflict, choosing not to express their concerns or feelings. This approach may seem sensible in the moment, but in the long run it can lead to accumulated resentments. What could have been a healthy conversation turns into a wound that, if untreated, only tends to worsen. The key to effective communication is empathy. When you seek to understand the other person's point of view, you not only open a channel for dialogue, but also create an atmosphere of mutual respect. This doesn't mean you always have to agree, but being willing to listen to and consider the emotions of others is an important step towards strengthening relationships. Furthermore, communication doesn't have to be perfect. Often the way we express our feelings may be imperfect, but sincerity shines through authenticity. An honest conversation, even if clumsy or poorly articulated, carries more weight than an eloquent speech that lacks truth. Therefore, don't worry about finding the right words. Focus on being genuine. In workplace settings, poor communication can be just as detrimental. Often, people avoid addressing sensitive issues with colleagues or superiors, fearing that it might jeopardize their positions or relationships. However, transparency can lead to a more collaborative and productive environment. When team members feel comfortable expressing their concerns and ideas, creativity flows, and solutions become more accessible. The consequences of silence extend beyond direct interactions. They can impact your mental health and well-being. Bottling up feelings can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression. The pressure to remain closed off can be overwhelming. It's important to find healthy ways to cope with these emotions, whether through conversations with friends, therapy, or even writing. Putting your feelings down on paper can be a significant first step in externalizing your emotions. Technology, especially social media, also plays an ambiguous role in contemporary communication. While it offers a platform for connection, it often promotes superficial interactions. People share only the positive aspects of their lives, creating an illusion of happiness and success. This can generate pressure to maintain an appearance of well-being while real feelings remain hidden. Additionally, digital communication can lead to misunderstandings. The lack of tone and facial expressions in text messages can distort the intent behind the words. When you feel the need to address a sensitive topic, it's preferable to opt for a face-to-face conversation, or if that's not possible, a phone call. Human contact is irreplaceable and allows for an energy exchange that digital messages simply cannot replicate. When considering how you communicate, think about how you can create a space that fosters open dialogues. This may involve establishing a trusting environment where people feel safe to share. Whether you are a friend, family member, or colleague, encourage vulnerability by being receptive and welcoming. Show that you value others' emotions, and this will encourage deeper communication. An important aspect to remember is that communication is a skill that can be developed. Start with small steps. Express gratitude, give sincere compliments, or share a meaningful memory. These gestures can pave the way for deeper conversations in the future. As you become more comfortable expressing your feelings, you will realize that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of strength. It is essential that you also practice active listening. This means not only hearing the words the other person says, but also being present and engaged in the conversation. Ask questions and show genuine interest in the responses. This practice not only helps you understand the other person better, but it also builds a stronger bond based on mutual understanding. Finally, remember that life is about connections. Every interaction is an opportunity for learning and growth. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open up, you not only transform your own experiences, but also inspire others to do the same. The courage to share your thoughts and feelings can create a domino effect, fostering an environment where honest communication is the norm. Don't let silence define your relationships. Choose expression and see the positive impact it can bring to your life and those around you. Open communication is one of the pillars that supports healthy and lasting relationships. When you decide to express yourself, you create a space of trust that allows others to do the same. This exchange of feelings is essential for strengthening bonds, as it reveals vulnerabilities that, if left unaddressed, can turn into barriers. It's common for people to hold back their emotions out of fear of judgment or rejection. This hesitation can be paralyzing, leading to a cycle of inhibition that harms the quality of interactions. By refusing to share how you feel, you not only deprive yourself of a deeper connection, but you may also be denying others the chance to understand you better. Relationships become superficial when feelings are not discussed, resulting in misunderstandings that could be avoided. When you allow yourself to be authentic, you open doors to meaningful conversations. Such dialogues are opportunities to explore not only your own emotions, but also those of others. Often, by sharing your insecurities, you discover that you are not alone in your struggles. Others may be facing similar challenges, and this sense of identification can create a feeling of belonging and mutual support. Additionally, the expression of feelings can be a catalyst for positive change. When you bring up something that bothers you, for example, you contribute to an environment where people feel comfortable discussing problems and seeking solutions. This proactive approach not only improves personal relationships, but can also enrich the workplace environment. In a professional setting, a lack of communication can lead to misunderstandings that impact productivity and team morale. When team members feel comfortable expressing their concerns or suggestions, collaboration becomes more effective. Transparency in interactions helps create an atmosphere of respect and understanding where everyone feels valued. This can lead to increased job satisfaction and a more positive environment. On the other hand, a lack of communication can breed distrust. When people don't feel comfortable opening up, they may start speculating about each other's intentions, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and tension. This distrust can erode relationships, making it difficult to build a cohesive team. It's worth noting that communication doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is that it is honest. The words you choose may not be the most eloquent, but if they come from the heart, they carry significant weight. Sincerity resonates more than any well-crafted phrase. People appreciate authenticity and are more likely to connect when they sense that you are being genuine. Additionally, the practice of active listening should be a priority. When you truly listen to what the other person has to say, you demonstrate that you value their perspective. This not only strengthens the bond, but also fosters an environment where both parties feel comfortable opening up. Often, individuals feel discouraged from sharing their feelings because they don't sense that the other person is genuinely interested in what they have to say. By showing that you are engaged, you can change that dynamic. Another key aspect of communication is knowing the right moment to express yourself. It isn't always easy to identify when to discuss a sensitive topic. It can be helpful to observe the context and the other person's state of mind. Choosing the right moment can make all the difference in how your message is received. Addressing a sensitive topic in a calm setting, free from distractions, can facilitate a productive conversation. Despite its challenges, technology also offers new ways to communicate that can be leveraged. Text messages and social media provide an opportunity to express oneself when face-to-face conversations seem intimidating. Although digital communication has its limitations, it can serve as a starting point for deeper dialogues. Often, a simple "How are you?" can open doors to more significant discussions. However, it is crucial to remember that digital communication should be used with caution. The absence of body language and tone of voice can lead to misunderstandings. Therefore, when it comes to sensitive topics, consider the option of a video or phone call, where you can pick up nuances that text messages do not convey. In summary, communication is a vital skill that can be refined over time. Start small and build your confidence. Express gratitude when someone does something kind for you, or simply share a meaningful memory. These small gestures can lead to deeper conversations in the future. Additionally, do not underestimate the value of empathy. By trying to understand the other person's perspective, you not only improve your interactions, but also contribute to a more welcoming environment. When people feel heard and understood, they are more willing to open up. This exchange of vulnerabilities can create a safe space where human connection is strengthened. Finally, remember that life is made up of interactions. Every conversation is an opportunity for learning and growth. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open up, you transform not only your own experience, but also inspire others to do the same. The courage to share your thoughts and feelings can create a domino effect, fostering an environment where honest communication is valued. So, don't let silence define your relationships. Choose expression and see the positive impact it can bring to your life and those around you. Communication is the bridge that connects hearts and minds, and every word you share can be a seed for new beginnings. Communication is an essential aspect of human life. The act of sharing thoughts, feelings, and experiences not only connects us, but also helps us better understand ourselves and others. When we open up, we create an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. This is especially important in times of crisis, when people may feel isolated and disconnected. Silence can be a powerful enemy. It can create barriers that hinder mutual understanding and eventually lead to misunderstandings. Often, people avoid talking about sensitive issues, which results in a build-up of unexpressed emotions. This can create tension in relationships that, if left unaddressed, may deteriorate. When you don't communicate your concerns or feelings, you risk the other person misinterpreting your actions and words, leading to unnecessary conflicts. Furthermore, the act of communicating can serve as a form of self-discovery. When you express your feelings, you might notice nuances you hadn't before. This process of reflection can help you identify your priorities and, consequently, make decisions that are more aligned with your true desires. Talking about your feelings is an exercise in honesty, not only with others, but also with yourself. In a professional environment, clear and open communication is even more crucial. Teams that communicate well tend to be more productive and innovative. When team members effectively share ideas and feedback, they create a collaborative space that fosters creativity. On the other hand, poor communication can lead to misunderstandings that impact not only morale but also work efficiency. In stressful situations such as tight deadlines, communication becomes even more vital. This means that instead of allowing pressure to build a wall between colleagues, it's important to keep the lines of communication open. The ability to communicate effectively is also related to empathy. When you actively listen and consider the other person's perspective, you're demonstrating respect and understanding. This skill is essential for resolving conflicts and promoting a healthy, productive environment. In difficult discussions, empathy can help diffuse emotionally charged situations, allowing everyone involved to feel heard and understood. This, in turn, facilitates problem-solving, as people are more willing to collaborate. Another important dimension of communication is feedback. Providing constructive feedback is an essential part of any interaction, whether in a personal or professional relationship. Feedback shouldn't be seen as criticism, but as an opportunity for learning. When you share your observations in a respectful and clear manner, you can help the other person grow and develop. This is especially relevant in work environments where professional growth is often driven by the ability to receive and apply feedback. Feedback should also be bilateral. Just as it's important to share your observations with others, it's equally essential to be open to receiving feedback. This willingness to listen can be transformative. By accepting the opinions and suggestions of others, you demonstrate that you value their contributions and are committed to your own development. This dynamic of exchange strengthens bonds and creates an atmosphere of trust. Additionally, communication shouldn't be limited to formal situations. Informal moments, like a coffee break or a casual chat, can be equally significant. These moments provide an opportunity to discuss issues that may not come up in a more structured setting. Often, these informal dialogues can lead to valuable insights and strengthen relationships. Informality can create a more relaxed space where people feel comfortable expressing themselves authentically. Vulnerability, though it may seem daunting, is an essential component of effective communication. By opening up about your feelings and experiences, you not only connect with others, but also foster an environment where vulnerability is appreciated. This sharing of experiences can lead to strengthened relationships, as people feel more at ease to share their own stories and emotions. This authenticity creates a safe space where everyone can feel comfortable expressing who they really are. Another aspect worth highlighting is the importance of timing in communication. Knowing when to express yourself is as crucial as what you say. Addressing sensitive issues at the right moment can facilitate a more productive conversation. Be mindful of the other person's emotional state and the context of the conversation. A well-timed dialogue can promote a deeper understanding and avoid misunderstandings that could arise at less appropriate moments. Finally, remember that practice leads to perfection. Communication is a skill that can be developed over time. The more you allow yourself to express your emotions, the more comfortable you will become. Start with small interactions, such as sharing a compliment or expressing gratitude. These simple gestures can help build your confidence and ease the expression of deeper feelings in the future. Life is full of opportunities to connect with others. Don't let fear or silence prevent you from seizing these opportunities. By opening up and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you not only transform your own experiences, but also inspire those around you to do the same. Honest communication is the key to building meaningful and lasting relationships. Communication is a fundamental pillar in our daily interactions. By expressing yourself clearly and directly, you not only convey your intentions, but also create an atmosphere of trust and respect. Often, hesitation to communicate can reflect personal insecurities, but it's important to remember that every conversation is an opportunity for growth. When you choose to open up, you are taking an important step towards strengthening your relationships. Authentic communication allows you to connect genuinely with others. This doesn't mean you need to share everything all at once. Rather, you should be willing to be honest and transparent about your feelings and thoughts. This willingness to show vulnerability can be a catalyst for deeper and more meaningful dialogue. In workplace environments, effective communication is even more crucial. Colleagues who feel comfortable sharing ideas and feedback contribute to a better organizational climate. When people feel valued and heard, motivation and productivity tend to increase. On the other hand, a lack of communication can generate distrust and create a toxic environment where rumors and misunderstandings thrive. Avoiding difficult conversations may seem like a short-term solution, but in the long run it can lead to more problems. If you have concerns about a colleague's performance or team dynamics, addressing them constructively can prevent them from escalating into larger conflicts. Transparency in interactions helps create a more collaborative work environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their opinions. When communicating, it's vital that you also listen actively. Active listening involves paying attention to what the other person is saying, showing genuine interest, and asking questions that demonstrate you're engaged in the conversation. This practice not only helps you better understand the other person's perspective, but also strengthens the bond between you. When people feel that they are being heard, they become more open and willing to share. Additionally, creating a safe space for communication is essential. This means being willing to embrace others' emotions without judgment. When someone opens up to you, it's important to respond with empathy, acknowledging their feelings and validating their experiences. This approach fosters an environment where everyone feels comfortable expressing themselves, which in turn promotes a culture of healthy communication. In family situations, open communication is equally important. Often, family members hold back feelings that could be openly discussed, resulting in misunderstandings and resentment. If you feel that there's something that needs to be said, it's crucial to approach the issue with care and consideration. Choosing the right moment and tone can facilitate the conversation and help resolve conflicts. The practice of expressing feelings can also be a pathway to self-understanding. When you allow yourself to verbalize your emotions, you may notice patterns and nuances that were previously hidden. This can lead to a greater understanding of yourself and your needs. As you become more aware of your emotions, you can make decisions that align more closely with your values and desires. In many cases, the simple act of communicating can relieve stress and anxiety. When you share what you're feeling, not only do you lighten your emotional load, but you can also receive support and understanding from others. This creates a support network that is essential for emotional well-being. With the advancement of technology, the ways we communicate have expanded. Social media and messaging apps provide new opportunities to express feelings and connect with others. However, it's important to use these tools mindfully. Text messages and social media posts can be helpful, but they don't replace the depth of a face-to-face conversation. When you need to address a sensitive topic, always consider the possibility of meeting in person or making a phone call. Another important point is feedback. Constructive feedback is an essential part of any interaction, whether in a personal or professional relationship. Offering observations respectfully can help the other person grow and develop. This is especially relevant in work environments, where professional growth often depends on the feedback we receive and give. Being receptive to feedback is equally important. When you show a willingness to listen to others' opinions, you are committing to your own development and demonstrating that you value others' contributions. This exchange dynamic strengthens bonds and creates an atmosphere of trust. Moreover, communication does not have to be perfect. The focus should be on sincerity. When you allow yourself to express what you truly feel, even if imperfectly, it carries significant weight. People appreciate authenticity and are more likely to connect when they sense that you are being genuine. Finally, remember that communication is a skill that can be improved over time. Don't be afraid to start small. A simple gesture of gratitude or a casual conversation can be the beginning of a deeper dialogue. As you become more comfortable expressing your feelings, you will realize that vulnerability is, in fact, a demonstration of strength. Life is full of opportunities to connect with others. Don't let fear or silence prevent you from seizing these chances. By opening up and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you not only transform your own experiences, but also inspire those around you to do the same. Honest communication is the key to building meaningful and lasting relationships. By choosing to express yourself, you not only create a space of trust, but also contribute to a world where authenticity and connection are valued. The courage to speak up can be the key to turning painful silences into meaningful dialogues, forging stronger bonds between people. Communication is an essential aspect of building healthy relationships. In any interaction, clarity and honesty are fundamental. When you express what you feel directly, you not only facilitate understanding, but also establish an environment of trust. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, whether personal or professional. Sometimes, a lack of communication can lead to misunderstandings. When you don't open up, the other person may interpret your actions and words incorrectly, resulting in unnecessary conflicts. This cycle of silence and uncertainty can become a burden, damaging the quality of relationships. Therefore, it's crucial to create opportunities for open and sincere dialogue. Additionally, the act of communicating can be a pathway to self-discovery. By verbalizing your thoughts and feelings, you can uncover emotions that were previously hidden. This process of reflection is vital for understanding your own needs and desires. Often, when you allow yourself to speak about what you feel, you become more self-aware. In the workplace, clear communication is even more essential. A team that communicates well tends to be more productive and collaborative. When everyone feels comfortable sharing ideas and feedback, creativity flourishes. This not only improves the work environment, but also increases satisfaction among employees. However, a lack of communication can lead to mistrust. When people feel intimidated to open up, they may start speculating about each other's intentions, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty. This mistrust can erode relationships, making it difficult to build a cohesive and efficient team. Therefore, it is essential to cultivate a space where everyone feels comfortable expressing themselves. Active listening is another vital component of communication. When you listen attentively, you show that you value the other person's perspective. This not only strengthens the bond, but also fosters an environment where everyone feels safe to share their opinions. Active listening involves asking questions and showing genuine interest in the answers, creating a richer and more meaningful dialogue. In a family context, open communication is equally important. Often, family members hold back feelings that could be discussed, leading to misunderstandings and resentment. If you feel that there is something that needs to be addressed, it's crucial to approach it with care and consideration. Choosing the right moment and the appropriate tone can make the conversation easier and help resolve conflicts. Additionally, practicing the expression of feelings can be a path to self-understanding. When you verbalize your emotions, you may notice patterns that were previously hidden. This can lead to a greater understanding of yourself and your needs. As you become more aware of your emotions, you can make decisions that align more closely with your values. It's important to highlight that communication is not limited to formal interactions. Informal moments also provide valuable opportunities for dialogue. Casual conversations can lead to meaningful insights and strengthen relationships. Often, these informal dialogues can be more revealing than structured discussions. Vulnerability is an essential component of effective communication. By sharing your feelings and experiences, you not only connect with others, but also foster an environment where vulnerability is valued. This exchange of experiences can lead to stronger relationships, as people feel more comfortable sharing their own stories. Another important aspect is the significance of timing. Knowing when to express yourself is as crucial as what you say. Addressing sensitive issues at the right time makes for a more productive conversation. Be mindful of the other person's emotional state and the context of the conversation. A well-timed dialogue can foster a deeper understanding and prevent misunderstandings. Technology also plays a significant role in contemporary communication. While it offers new ways to connect, it's important to use these tools mindfully. Text messages and social media posts can be helpful, but they can't replace the depth of a face-to-face conversation. When you need to discuss a sensitive topic, always consider meeting in person or making a phone call. Human contact is irreplaceable and allows for an exchange of energy that digital messages cannot replicate. When thinking about how to communicate, it's essential to create a space that encourages open dialogue. This means establishing an environment of trust where everyone feels safe to share. Don't underestimate the impact your words can have. Every interaction is an opportunity for learning and growth. By opening up and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you not only transform your own experience, but also inspire others to do the same. Honest communication is key to building meaningful and lasting relationships. In conclusion, communication is a skill that can be improved over time. Start small and build your confidence. Expressing gratitude or sharing a meaningful memory can be the beginning of a deeper dialogue. Life is full of opportunities to connect with others. Don't let fear or silence prevent you from seizing these opportunities. Before you leave, do two things now. Take a deep breath and hold on to what touched your heart today. And if it makes sense, share this story with someone else who might need to hear it.